What is up, world? You are in tune to the Know It All podcast. And of course, you got your usual suspects. I'm here with my man, Big G. Big G, what poppin', man?
Man, what's cracking lacking, man, to the know-it-all crew, man. I've been preparing all day, man. We got 75 to 90 mile an hour winds, man. They talking about we might have a tornado. And so I've been out in the sun moving on stuff around all day, but I'm happy to be able to sit down. Hopefully it'll pass over because we got this know-it-all thing going on right now. So it'll pass over and do what it do later on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. What's up, Tate, man? Of course, we got Tate Boy Fresh in the building. And you know he had to get fresh. That's what took him so long to get here, man. What's up, Tate Boy? How you doing?
How I get fresh, man? I got on a sweatshirt, man. But yeah, man. No, not too much, man. Just been a lazy day. I've been watching the Reds and the Braves play, and it's the Reds just came to 7-6 Braves going to the ninth inning. So we'll see what happens.
Man, that's what I'm talking about. Listen, we are live and we definitely want you to rock with us. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that when we go live, you will definitely get those notifications. We're also live on Twitter as well. So I'm trying to make sure that I got it as everybody's showing in the live chat. We do have a special guest with us today. But before we get to that, man, we definitely gonna start out with this. And once again, it's on. Of course, you're here on a Sunday, and it's the Know It Alls. Listen, we have a guest and a visitor with us today. Y'all know him because he played with the Stanford Cardinal. You got to remember, it's not the Cardinals, it's the Cardinal. And definitely, young man got drafted, went to the league. I know him because of stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Young man catching body early in his career, athlete, been an athlete since day one. And then, of
Hey,
course, doing,
that's a buoy. That's a
that's
buoy.
that buoy, doing
Okay.
young kids like this, man, just, sunning them, got their baby picture in his back pocket. It was unfair. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing this for years, way before he made that game-winning catch with Oregon. The boy's been solid. I just want to give it up, know it all, welcome for my main man, Elijah. Elijah, what's going on, man? Elijah Higgins, how you be?
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Oh, man, we in there like swimwear, man. So
Doing well.
listen, I just got to talk to you, man. The transition between basketball is a lot like AAU, and the pros are a lot alike, and high school and college are a lot alike. But what about football? How is the transition from college to the NFL? What's that like?
Yeah, I'm just getting my feet touching the water, right? So this is all brand new to me still, but so far, I mean, the big learning curve is just the playbook, getting yourself situated with that stuff. The faster you can get comfortable with that, the faster you can play on the field and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like that's the main transition for me personally. Some people talk about the speed of the game and whatnot, but for me, it all feels like football I've been playing for a long time. Just got to learn some new things.
That's dope. That's dope. And the being on pins and needles, the waiting for your name to get called in the draft. Talk to us about that experience. What was that like, man? Like, honestly, talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I got drafted, I think, 197 overall in the 6th round. Went into the draft with anticipation that I was going to get drafted a little bit earlier, a few rounds earlier. So it's kind of difficult sitting there and waiting and seeing guys that you're better than go before you, that sort of stuff. But after it was all said and done, after I got drafted, everything kind of wiped away. It was just a fresh start.
Dope. I love it. G, you got any questions for Elijah?
Of course I do, man. But first of all, congratulations to fulfilling your dream and playing in the Shield, man, in the NFL, man. So many people are talented on the high school level and the collegiate level, but you had an opportunity to make it to the next level, man. So congratulations for all the hard work, all the time, effort, and energy that you put in when wasn't nobody paying no attention to you, man. So that's number one for sure. Now, my first question is, man, to ask you, is that I saw, and when I check out guys that's coming on the show, but I have a love and a passion for college football and professional football. So I looked at your stats and I was like, wait a minute, this young guy is really coming into what he really is, because I saw your freshman year, you didn't have too much going on. Sophomore year, you jumped. Junior year, you jumped. And then senior year, you jumped again, right? So I saw there was a little inconsistency at quarterback. You guys switched up 2 and 3 times. You had Davis Mills, who's an NFL quarterback, one time, right? But my question is, how do you feel about transitioning to the NFL? And do you think that not the peak issue, but the issue, what position will you play in the NFL?
Yeah, so the plan right now is to play tight end. Going through the draft process, that was a big thing that a lot of teams were talking about and hinting at. But now that I'm here, I'm in the tight end room with everybody else, all the other tight ends on the team, and just trying to do what I do. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, for sure. And I got a second question before I throw it back to Mod, man. The question is, playing tight end, because they say that the Miami Dolphins is a track team. That's what they say. They say that, that Jaden Waddle, Tyreek Hill, they got Chance and Anderson now. They got a bunch of fast guys, man, along with the running backs. How will your position, because you're not slow. I looked at your stats, 4.54 at 240. You're moving, bro. So how will that benefit you by playing with all these fast guys? And when Tua needs to go up the seam, you're wide open, man, to catch the big catch and the big play. How will that benefit you with having all that speed around you?
Yeah, I'm excited for it for sure. I mean, obviously I'm still rookie and I'm still, going through this process of working my way onto the field and all that. But when the opportunity does arise, I'm very excited. Like I said, just do the same things I've been doing since high school, following through college, and then obviously at the next level. So I'm excited for it for sure.
Man, oh man. We're so proud of you, man. So proud of you. And believe it or not, we're praying for you too. You're going to make it, young man. You're going to make it for sure. You're going to make it.
Absolutely. Tate, talk to us, man. What questions you have for Elijah?
What's happening, man? What's up, Elijah, man? Thanks for joining us today, man.
What's going on?
Hey, shout out to the homie Jimmy Freeman in the live chat. He played football at West Virginia way back in the day. Had the opportunity to go pro. I see him in there, so just wanted to say what's happening.
Yeah.
Elijah, man, I see your father played football at USF.
Yeah, he played for a little bit. He ended up hurting his back, so his career was short lived.
What position did he play? Was he fat? Where you get your speed from?
Yeah, he played receiver.
Receiver. Okay. Hey, man, I guess my question is, man, because none of us have never been. What's an NFL training camp like, man? I mean, look, hey, if you watch Hard Knocks or some of them shows like that, and we keep up with the Steelers real heavy. 2 of the 3 of us are Steelers fans. One of us, is a Cowboy fan. Were you a Cowboy fan?
Nah, I didn't watch football growing up for real. So
you didn't watch it? Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
But no,
it just turned into an action figure and started playing. It just wasn't what it was. You know what I'm saying?
So what's a training camp like, man?
So we start training camp. My first training camp starts, I think, the end of July. So I haven't been through it yet. But we did something called a mini camp. So you go, it's like 3 or 4 practices. And
the rookie mini camp.
Well, you got a rookie mini camp, and then you got OTAs, and then you got
mini camp.
And then you got mini camp.
Right. Yeah.
So rookie mini camp is like you there with a whole bunch of dudes that just coming into. So that was pretty. I wouldn't say necessarily easy, but it was less challenging than rookie mini camp was. So you go from than mini camp was. So you go rookie mini camp, OTAs. OTAs is basically like a practice without competition. So you're doing individual drills, you're doing routes on air, you're doing all sorts of stuff, running through plays. And then you get to mini camp, which is essentially a regular practice without pads. So you got helmets on. It's a little condensed. It's only an hour and a half practice. We might have went 2 hours actually.
So can I interject? Ask a question real quick. So rookie mini camp, that's where they put in a lot of the installs for you guys, right? You guys are just really learning the basics of the offense and all that stuff at rookie mini camp, so you can really participate in OTAs and mini camp, right?
Essentially, yeah. Essentially.
Okay.
So you get to rookie mini, or you get to mini camp. Jeez, a whole bunch of camps. Mini camp, and basically the whole time leading up to it, you're doing install after install after install. So I think we had 7 different offensive installs. I mean, it's all brand new, right? So it's a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I'm also learning tight end, so I'm learning new blocking stuff, how to read fronts, all this sort of stuff that I've never done before. But you get to mini camp. Basically, the practice, like I said, is an hour and a half, 2 hours, condensed. But you're out there working, like it's work, and it's hot. It's hot in Miami right now. It's 98 degrees and 100% humidity and raining every other hour. So
now that's what it is. That humidity. That's the killer.
It's hot, but it's been good. I'm excited for my first camp. I'm going into it with high expectations of myself for sure. And doing my job between now and then to prepare my best for it and study the playbook and all that sort of stuff. So I'm excited.
So it's literally like 7-on-7 for the mini camp. You got DBs and the wide receivers going at it, because normally from what I'm seeing, you're not getting the linebackers linebacking. They're not coming down here with force. They're just kind of being in place, right?
I mean, we did 11-on-11. Some pads were popping without pads being on.
Ooh.
But
you was out there representing, young man, representing it. Let them boys know.
The league is different than high school and college, because they don't want you touching each other, because everybody on the field is worth
millions
figures. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't want people getting hurt in practice, so they don't really let people hit as much as I'm used to, I guess. So that was a little bit of a change up, but it's been work for sure. It's nothing sweet. It's work. But I'm loving it. I'm having a great time, enjoying the process and all that.
I like it. So, I don't know if G and Tate know, but I know. You came out with a lot of great wide receivers in the Texas area that year. You came out with Garrett. You came out with what's the guy over there in Cedar Ridge? There was another guy in Cedar Ridge.
Casey Washington.
Who's at Illinois right now still.
Jalen Ellis. And then just in the state of Texas in general, like we had, even in our 2019 class, we had a lot of receivers that ended up, doing well, going to the next level and all that sort of stuff. So it's been cool to be a part of it for sure.
So have you kept up with Garrett at all?
Every once in a while, stay in contact, ask him how he's doing and whatnot. But I get it now that I'm here. Like, it's go. You don't have much time to do anything else. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm excited to get connected. We play the Jets. I don't know which week of the season that we play them, but we ended up playing them this week or this season.
Y'all gotta get that jersey swap on, man, and the midfield.
I don't know, that jersey's about $600, so I don't know.
Hey, man, it is what it is, man. That's your boy, man. Garrett is your boy.
I know. We definitely gonna make it happen for sure.
Hey, Elijah, I got something to ask you real quick, man.
Hold on, Big G. Before you do, this is why I asked that question.
Yeah.
It's the U.S. Army game. There's some people in this picture.
Yeah.
There's some people in this picture, man. This is a really good picture. Of course, you got Roshan. You got N'Kobe Dean. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me about this picture and the people in this picture. You still stay in contact with these guys? I know Rashawn just went to the league this year, man.
So actually, a few of them I do stay in close contact with, and then the rest of them, you know what I'm saying, just when we get the chance, we get the chance. But that was actually coming out of high school. We had it's called the Alliance. It's a Watkins Award awarded to, I think they nominate like 5 or 6 African-American student athletes across the country.
Yeah.
For this award. And we all ended up getting together. And now, 3 of us are in the league now. So it's definitely really cool to see. You got Roshan from the left going right. You got Roshan. Aeneas was actually my teammate at Stanford. He's at Vanderbilt now. Kobe Dean, linebacker for Georgia, playing in the league now for Philly. Jalen, I think he's still at Duke right now, and then obviously me at the end. So
Dope, super dope. But yeah, that's crazy, man. I was wondering how often do you guys get an opportunity to chit chat? Go ahead, Big G. Go ahead with your question.
Hey, so like I said, I deep dove always with college football and professional athletes, man. And so you have a lot of impressive things, but I'm going to be honest. One of the most impressive things that I read and saw and looked at was you were a two-time all-academic player from the Pac-12 and an academic All-American, man. So that's telling me a lot about your character and who you are, right? So tell me, because I want you to share this with our listeners and people out there, how do you put that plan in place to balance academics and athletics at the same time, especially at a prestigious school like Stanford? Because Stanford ain't for dummies, bro. For all y'all that don't know, that's like going to Princeton. It's real live academics going on out there. So talk to me a little bit about how you balance academics and athletics at the same time.
Yeah, it's tough. Prioritizing, obviously, laying out a plan, daily schedule, that sort of stuff. Just the minute things that you hear people talk about all the time. You just make sure that you're doing those and putting those into action. And then in the course of an academic year, you have different phases of football. So you got in-season, off-season.
Yeah.
So basically, you got to kind of be strategic in what classes you take at what times. Because some classes demand a lot from you, a lot of hours, whereas other classes you can kind of get by with doing the bare minimum or whatnot, given the time that you have in season. Because in season, like, you really don't have much time at all.
Yeah.
Even showing up to class is a struggle. Like, you're exhausted. You got practice an hour and a half. So just having like a good plan, asking older guys, using the resources that are there to help you. But definitely was a challenging task. But after the first year, I mean, it's like second nature. So it becomes a lot easier once you get in a routine of it.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your major in college, man?
Psychology.
Oh yeah, that's my daughter. My oldest daughter. She's graduating with a master's degree in psychology in December.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, I know the grind, man, because it's upfront and close personal with my oldest daughter, so I get it. So congratulations once again for your academic achievement as well as your collegiate football achievement, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Elijah and Tate, you have another question?
Nah, man, Big G, we all know what Stanford is, what it represents, man.
Yeah, for sure. We know, but our viewers might not know. They might not understand the pressure out there, bro. There's some serious pressure going on out there.
Everybody knows Stanford is a highly touted academic.
You might know Stanford more than they know Princeton, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right.
Worldwide Stanford, you know.
But nah, man. So with the transition to tight end, man, you gotta Stanford put some tight ends in the league, man.
Yeah,
so, you know, we talk about
Austin Hooper,
Dalton Schultz, Austin Hooper, Zach Ertz, Kobe Fleener. And I say of that group, Kobe Fleener, he kind of flamed. I don't know if he's still in the league, but he was highly regarded coming out and for his first couple of years. But so I mean, do you think that's a plus? I mean, making that transition to that position, like I think the NFL is going more towards the as Big G always say, 11 personnel move tight ends.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, do you think today's NFL helps you carve out a niche and a better opportunity to make the 53?
For sure. I think it definitely does. I think I have a very unique skill set. I think I've had a unique skill set since I was in high school. But I mean, the type of routes and stuff I'm going to be running are very similar to the things I was doing in high school, very similar to the things I was doing in college. But now I'm labeled as a true tight end, so that when we come in 11 personnel or 12 personnel, they don't know necessarily if I'm lining up in the slot.
Yeah.
Just helping the tackle out on the triple block or something like that. So it just kind of gives the defense a little bit of, not necessarily cause it too hectic, but a little bit of a struggle and of identifying like who's on the field and what personnel's on the field. So I'm excited. I think it helps me a lot for sure.
Have you heard any pro comps? I mean, that you've been compared to?
Yeah. So coming out of high school, actually, I was compared to Evan Ingram.
That's what I was going to say.
Ooh.
Jacksonville now, yeah.
Size. I mean, we're almost like identically like the same in terms of like our measurements, what we do on the field, our versatility, that sort of stuff. So
yeah, he just got the bag too. He just got franchise tagged, I believe, this year.
Yeah, he did. So Elijah, couple questions. Number one, you came in and this didn't exist. Midway through college, NIL exists. Talk to me about that world and how it changed your college experience.
Yeah. For us at Stanford, it didn't change nothing because our basically our athletic I can't even think of what I'm trying to say right now. Anyways, the people in charge were very skeptical about NIL from the jump. They didn't want to get in any trouble. They wanted to protect the brand of Stanford, all that sort of stuff. So for my years when NIL was present and I was at Stanford, I didn't see nothing at all. So it was definitely a little struggle for the guys on the team who could potentially be making money, but we're not because we're at Stanford. So it was difficult for sure. But now that I'm gone, the guys back there right now are getting a little bit of bread, so it's nice to see. But I try to look at it as, just kind of pocket change and focus on, the big picture of what's next and where the real money lies. So that was kind of my mindset in it.
So we have a question from our live chat. They said, Elijah, does your education help your game? We'll talk that first part, and then she said, is that why you chose psychology, or was it just something you found interesting? So first part of that, did your education help your game?
I wouldn't say it necessarily helps my game in any way, to be honest. But I think being a person who likes to visualize and see things and kind of problem solve, that kind of applies to any sport. And then the second part, is that why you chose? To be honest,
psychology, or was it something you found interesting?
I was just completely interested in psychology, and I still am. So that's why I chose it.
Dope.
Hey, Mod, I got a Big G burner to ask a question to Elijah, man. Elijah, you don't know. I don't know if you've watched the show before, but I say some controversial stuff, man. I stir it up on purpose, man. That's what I do. That's my job, right? So, 12-team playoff. Super conference is afoot. Does Stanford join the Big Ten? I got him. I stuck him. He's like, man, I don't know.
Better chance now than it was before. There's a lot of things that are changing with Stanford football that I'm seeing. So I said better chance now that Stanford football, or that Stanford allows Stanford football to really compete at the level they need to compete at and have the resources they need to do so. So I say yeah. I say it's a possibility.
What's your percentage?
That they do join?
Yes, sir. That they join the Big Ten.
Probably like 35.
35%. Okay.
35%.
Okay.
If they don't join, what do they do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's going on with the Pac-12 again? What are they doing with it?
Well, USC and UCLA will officially join the conference next year in 2024. There's a lot of talk that Oregon and Washington is next up. So, the question is
to go where? Oregon and Washington.
To the Big Ten.
Okay.
But Stanford is a tier 1 research-based institution. And so that's the pedigree for the Big Ten. So that's why I asked about Stanford joining the Big Ten, because they fit the pedigree automatic from the academic standpoint.
Mm-hmm. They would just have to make it make sense for Stanford, like you said, like if it fits the pedigree and all that sort of stuff, then they'd have to find some way to rationalize it outside of just, sports. And that's kind of the way that Stanford operates. So Hearing that, I would say it might be 50-50.
Oh, I got it. I got him on the burner. I made him go up.
There
Yeah.
you
Got
go.
him.
So the second part of my last question was, bro, like everybody was transferring. Everybody was transferring. Transfer portal went wild after COVID. You stayed put.
Yeah.
Big G made a point. You know, y'all had quarterback flux. What kept you at Stanford?
Stanford kept me at Stanford. I love it, man. Like,
Right.
you know, I mean, obviously, I wanted to finish my degree. That's part of it. But
Yeah.
I mean, we had guys that left that didn't finish their degree, which I don't blame them. Like, they put themselves in a better situation. But even outside of football, like, I really enjoyed my time at Stanford. I enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoyed the culture. I enjoyed the people. And I felt like I had a lot left on the table, a lot left on my plate to do on the field. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what my trajectory was, and I didn't want to mess that up, taking the chance and going somewhere else. So I knew I was fine where I was at. I just knew that I was gonna have to do a little extra, and it ended up working out just fine. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely,
it obviously worked out. You got a Stanford education and you got drafted to the league. I mean, that's win-win.
Dubs in the building. Yeah, for sure.
So I know Pops is proud, man. I mean, I've sat next to your dad on many of basketball games and many of football games. You know, but you know, now you have your brother. Your brother's still at Cal, or did he transfer?
He's at Sac State now. Actually, he transferred.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and what was your brother's reason for transferring? Do you know?
So every year he got hurt, which is difficult because obviously, like, for one, you're not playing, and for two, the depth
Man, I
chart.
understand. Yeah.
People roll in, the depth chart is getting jumped around. So, I mean, he was hurt every year, every time in the off season. So I think he just wanted a fresh start, wanted to get his feet wet somewhere else, and make a statement somewhere else, somewhere fresh. So that was his decision to make, and I'm all supportive of it. But I'm excited to see. I'm very excited to see him take off.
Me too. He really did his thing in high school, just like you, and it was good to see, that he got a D1 look. Now your sister, she's playing D1 volleyball, right?
She's actually she'll be a senior in high school next year.
Okay.
But she's going to FSU for beach volleyball. I think she's one of like the top 20, top 15 indoor players in the country.
Man.
That was gonna happen because of your mom. You knew that was gonna happen. That was like gonna happen.
Yeah. She was raised around the game, so as far as me and my brother, like we played baseball, we played basketball. Like we weren't really like around the game as much as she was around volleyball. My mom's a coach. She coached high school, all that stuff. So she was always around, always practicing. So I think that's why she turned out the way she did. But also she's just athletically gifted like nobody else, and she works her tail off.
Yeah, that's dope. So my question is with Dad on Father's Day. I saw him tweet, and he was just happy, brimming at the top during draft day. How did he feel? Like, did you see it in his eyes? Like, wow, you know what I'm saying?
I knew it was going to unfold. He's not one to show too much emotion, but I knew it was going to unfold on draft day. So it was definitely exciting to see him, proud of me, all that sort of stuff. And I know I always got him in my corner. So it was nice to make the family proud, or see that excitement. So I think that was definitely one of the best parts of that day.
Yeah, definitely. Anybody else have any other questions for Elijah before we wrap it up?
I got one question. Best guy you played against in college? Best guy.
On defense?
Yes, sir.
I ain't got one for you, Doc.
None. They was all trash.
I mean, I didn't really go to corners or nothing. Like nobody played man in the slot really. So
yeah.
I didn't get too much.
Christian Gonzalez.
That's what I was thinking. Oregon. That's what I wanted to see if he said.
He played corner. I played in the slot.
Right. Okay. So he never covered you. And so you was against Sewell against Oregon. He had to cover you once or twice.
Yeah, I think so. I think I routed him up the or caught following him or something.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Representation, man, for sure. For sure.
Hey, how is Coach John Embry to play for him?
I love him, man. I
There's a
love
lot of knowledge.
a lot of knowledge for sure. Like, and I think that sometimes it's a little overwhelming because he knows so much. So it's hard for him to sort of like, dumb it down a little bit.
Right.
Because like I have no foundation. Like this is all brand new to me, right?
Yeah.
But hands down, one of the best coaches I've ever had, and it's only been a few weeks. Great human being, coach you real hard on the field, explain in detail off the field. You know what I'm saying? So great person, great coach, and I'm very blessed. Like going through the draft process, I met him actually on a visit, and I was like, that's the dude I want to play for. I want him to coach me and develop me. And the way that guy works, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm right here with him, so just trying to put my best foot forward. And like you said, like he's got a lot of wisdom to offer, especially in terms of just where I'm at, that transition, being a tight end, all that sort of stuff. So
he coached Tony Gonzalez.
Yep.
Hey, this young man, in my opinion, has got Antonio Gates written all over him. So I can see it, young man. So we can definitely see it, and that's what we're pushing forward for you. You got Antonio Gates written all over you, man. All over you. Seriously.
Yeah, matchup problems for sure. I mean, you can get in the seam and get against a linebacker. That's a matchup problem for sure.
Did you have any visits or any conversations with the Pittsburgh Steelers during the draft process?
I only had one visit. I was with the Dolphins. But I talked to all 32 teams through the whole process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
He didn't want to go to Pittsburgh. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why you asking that question? I ain't asked if he wanted to go to the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say did he want to go. I said did he have any conversations during the draft process?
Yeah, exactly, man.
We talked to all 32. It's hectic, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
There was a time period of like 2 or 3 weeks where I was getting phone call every other hour, and it was just like I had to pick up because even if it was a number I didn't have saved, like I didn't know. 9 times out of 10, it was like a scout or a coach or somebody trying to have a meeting and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah,
the whole process was cool, but it was definitely like you had a lot going on for sure.
Yeah.
Sure, like for real. I remember reaching out to you and you was like, yeah, no, I'm busy right now. And I understood it. I wasn't even tripping. I was like, yeah, I get it, bro. Like, I don't even know what's happening right now, but I can imagine. Honestly, before I let you go, I just want you to know, man, we are cheering for you. We are rooting for you. We are praying for you, man. I'm excited. I remember when you made the game-winning catch, I think it was against Oregon, if I'm thinking right. I was losing it. I was up in and you know what I'm saying? And it was, I'm losing it because I'm like, yeah, I know him. You know what I'm saying? And it was one of them things where I was excited. And then when you got drafted and I saw you went to the Dolphins, I was happy about that. I really wanted somebody to take a chance because I know that and I believe that you're gonna get out there and do what you do. You know what I'm saying? You've always been a playmaker. You just find your way to make big plays. Like I said, I mean, I could show pictures from high school. I could tell you the man made big plays, just like Garrett. I saw both of them make big plays, and I think that would be my last question.
Go ahead.
Who did you expect out of this group? Did you expect Garrett to be Garrett like he is? Did you expect him to be Garretting like he is out of that wide receiver class? Because this was a good one in Austin. It was a really good one.
Yeah,
real quick, did Jackson Smith and Jigba come out the year after you?
We came out in the same year. Oh, you're talking about for high school? Yeah. He came out before me. Or he came out after me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I knew. I mean, it's tough because like we had so much talent in a centralized location, so it's like it was kind of normal. You know what I'm saying? Like to see Garrett, like it was normal to see plays like that. It was normal for me to like see myself as like a top dog too. So I didn't really necessarily know how it applied to the rest of football, like where it kind of ranked up, if that makes sense. But I knew that we both were like, I knew we were cold. I knew Garrett was cold, like, and just like his personality too, that's how he plays. Like his personality speaks for the success that he has on the field. So I definitely knew he was going to be a stud for sure. Go Bucks.
There you go, Elijah. Go Bucks. Go Bucks, baby.
I knew in high school he was going to be a stud for sure. But, I mean, to the level that he's been playing at, like, I don't think anybody really would have put money on that and said, hey, 100%, I know that he's going to become this, right? Everybody's going to say that once he is where he is at now. that they betted on him before. He was always a great player. Like I said, he was elite. And it's definitely like, it's crazy to see that he's one of the top receivers in the league right now. And he's going to continue to make strides to do so. But to answer your question, like, I definitely saw him going. I saw myself going. And I feel like there's some other guys that still haven't made it yet that are definitely going to take their turn real soon. So I'm excited.
I am too. And this was the last thing. This had me excited. This was when I knew that you was finna do your thug thistle right here.
Oh man, that's old. That's old. I was a little rook.
Oh, good catch, man.
Yeah.
Good catch.
You mossed that boy. That ain't even right. You don't have to do him like that.
Yeah,
That man mama was up in the stands. You ain't had to do that. You ain't had to do that, man. Embarrassing that man like that. Elijah, thank you for taking your time with us. I know you were busy, and it meant a lot for me that you would come through and chop it up with us. When you get a chance, come back. Definitely want to see what the first year is going to be like, man. We will be rooting for you. You know, I won't root as hard as I do for my Cowboys, but I'll be pulling for you because I know y'all play my Cowboys this year.
I hope you have 7 catches for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Dallas Cowboys. I'm pulling for you.
All against Trayvon Diggs, and it's just mossing.
That boy. Mossing.
Wow. The hate. Hey, man, we love you. Thank you for coming on. You have an excellent rest of your day, all right?
So I appreciate it.
All right, man.
Take care. Yeah, man, that was Elijah Higgins, of course, man, for the Miami Dolphins. Young man just got drafted this year, and this year's draft, it's all fun for us to have him here. And of course, you know, it's all fun. Well, we talk. I love the Steelers as much as I do my Cowboys, and that's the truth. I mean, we have a rivalry, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Man, so let's talk about this draft. This NBA draft, let's get it in. Let's talk about it. First, I had to tell Tate that Imani Bates, Tate and G, Imani Bates was a good draft pick. I'm gonna say it like this: if Imani is, because everybody forgets that Imani Bates was the #1 player in the nation, right?
True.
And he didn't even. Here's another thing: he didn't play his senior year in high school.
True.
You know what I'm saying? He went straight to college, right? So he was a year removed from playing organized basketball, but when he got to Memphis, and then he only played 18 games at Memphis, really not that many. You can't even say that because he was hurt, right?
Yeah,
then he got put out of school.
True.
Then he went to Eastern Michigan and took some, like Tate said, took some ill-advised shots, but the boy's a bucket. He's 6'9". He can play on the perimeter, and he can guard. So he's your 3-and-D, something that Cleveland didn't have. Now let me ask the real question.
You that's a stretch saying he can guard.
Well, no, he can't guard. He can play D now.
All the prognosticators and all the people say he don't put
D.
no effort on defense.
He played well. I mean, the team was garbage. I mean, Sean, hold up the trash sign. Team was garbage. You know what I'm saying?
Eastern Michigan.
Their team was trash.
Oh, they was beyond trash, dog.
They was trash.
They was dumpster firing it.
If you know anything,
you know, they was hot trash, you know.
If you know anything about basketball revolves around team D. And if I'm playing D on ball and my other guy ain't playing D, it look like I'm getting blue pass, but I'm funneling him you. You supposed to be able to take it. But anyway, my question is, does he take Isaac Okoro's spot?
Tate, you go first, man, because I got some stuff to say. Go first.
He don't take Isaac Okoro's spot. He gonna be on a 2-way contract in the G League till he develops. He's not coming right in and being a factor of no kind this year. Maybe if on a 2-way contract, he can come up for half the games and still play in the G League. So maybe they do that and try and get him ready for a playoff run to come in as the 8th or 9th man and get some buckets. But don't expect much from Imani Bates this coming NBA season.
Okay. G.
So you know, the whole squad over on That's Rather Cavaliers all had a little bit of G Stradamus in them prior to the draft, because every last one of my crew called Imani Bates would be the 49th pick of the draft for the Cavs. And we was dead on. So number one, way to go with That's Rather Cavaliers and us calling it before it happened. But I think, go ahead, Tate, you got it.
Bates is not known as a strong defensive player, which might affect his playing time under Cavs coach J.B. Bickerstaff.
Okay. So I got a theory. I think the Cavs is about to go trade central, man. The Cavs is about to trade up and trade out. And
you got a trade sign?
No, the trade. They're going to trade, right? And I think that Imani Bates can put himself in position, if not being a starter, but possibly being a sixth man and first guy off the bench, because we need scoring off the bench for the Cavs. That's what he's coming there for. The kid's a walking bucket. Even at the NBA level, I think he can still score between 10 and 14 points a game.
So here's the thing you got to understand. AAU and NBA mimic each other straight up. If you a bucket in AAU, you're a bucket in the NBA. It is what it is. What I'm saying to you, and you don't have to try to go prove it, but I'm trying to tell you, I could be a good defender, and I play on a team who don't play good defense, and everybody else is olaying and not playing defense. You think I'm gonna play, or it's gonna make me look like I'm playing great defense? Absolutely not. Basketball is more of a team sport than you know. Now, as far as him getting buckets, the man is a bucket. And he's going to get a bucket. Even Gilbert Arenas said what I said. You know what I'm saying? Gilbert Arenas done said exactly what I said earlier. You know what I'm saying? And the gist of the matter is that I don't think Isaac Okoro has enough offense to hold him off the court and hold him out of his spot.
Well, I think, Okoro's going to get traded. I think they're going to package Okoro and Jared Allen in and make a move in Cleveland, along with a couple other guys over on the bench. So look for the trade. But that frees up this position or the spot for Imani Bates to possibly push for minutes at the three. And that's all I'm saying. So I'm saying trade. Man, put that mess back up there what Timothy Lyons said again. What did he say? It all needs a trade.
Claude Bishop said nobody wants to play in Cleveland.
Get up out of here, Claude.
Timothy Lyons said KnoItAllZ need a trade. I'll trade a box of Cracker Jacks for Big G.
Hey, Timothy Lyons, you can go kick rocks, bro. You can kick rocks. You can kick rocks.
Got a new sign.
You can kick rocks, bro. You can kick rocks today.
I love it. The new signs. I love it.
Kick rocks.
Got
Kick rocks for sure. Yeah, for sure.
New material.
Man. Yeah, for sure.
Tate, I see your face, man. Go ahead. Let us have it.
Yeah, because y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Imani Bates is a trash defensive player, not because of his team, because he's a trash defensive player. He's 6'9", 180 pounds. He gets bullied around. He don't give a lot of effort on ball defense. So he can change that. He has the wingspan and he's not a great athlete either, but he has the wingspan athleticism to get better on defense. He has that.
Yes. Agreed.
To your point, Big G.
I don't understand how you can keep calling the number one player in his grade over Chet Holmgren.
But he didn't develop, bro. And I understand what Tate's position is.
He didn't have a chance to develop. He's a 19-year-old sophomore. He's a kid. How he didn't have a chance to develop? Like
he didn't. What's the boy Duran that played for Penny came in the same year?
Yes.
Imani Bates did for the Detroit Pistons.
Yes.
He developed.
Yes. Absolutely.
I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I mean,
he didn't develop.
And I'm all for the pick because of the upside. I'm just saying, and I want you to make a sign, Big G, to say pump your brakes.
I got you.
Pump your brakes. Because
pump your brakes
this
next
year,
week. I got you.
This year, he's not going to be that big of a factor. That's all I'm saying. I like
even if there's a trade, even if there's a trade. What if there's a trade?
If they're a trade, they looking to get some type of 3-and-D back. I mean, like I said, at best, by the end of the year, he's ready to be the 8th man. He's not coming in and having no effect on the Cavs' early part of the season at all. He'll be playing for the Canton Charge. Trust me.
I think you underrate him. No, I think you underrate him.
I said I love the pick. I love the ceiling, but y'all just getting too pump your brakes. Getting out there too fast with it.
I feel you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not even Cavs fan, and I love this pick. I think he is gonna definitely end up showing you something, and he's gonna be more of the Imani that he was coming out of high school than the money that y'all think he was. You know what I'm saying? This year, I really think he's going to be good.
I hope so.
Yeah, I really think it's going to be. So, Portland, I think the writing's on the wall for Dame. You know, they have drafted Dame's replacement. Where do we think Dame's going to end up? Or do you think Portland's going to shake the dice and roll with him?
I think that Portland is in a bad spot, man, right now with Dame, man. Because the issue is Dame is dictating where he wants to go with that whole no trade clause. He's saying that Bam is his boy and he wants to go to Miami. I don't think Miami can give Portland back the pieces because they might not have the draft capital that they need or what they want. So I think he's in a predicament. If I had to put money on it, I would say where Dame would end up. He's probably, if he does get traded, going to end up in Brooklyn. Because Brooklyn has the draft capital along with some young pieces that you can swing the deal. But that doesn't put Dame where he wants to be because Dame wants to play for a team that could win a chip. So I think it's a year too late. And I just want to see how long it is before Dame really gets disgruntled. Because I think that's because his replacement is there. Scoot is a baller. So I feel sorry for him, but I just don't know what Portland's going to do with Dame.
Tate?
Man, to what Big G just said, don't Dame control all the chips, right?
Yep, every last one.
All the pieces on the chessboard when you got a no trade clause.
Yep.
He had some guests over to his house the other day on the IG post. In the background was Will Smith. Miami was playing.
Yep.
So I definitely think Dame want to go to Miami. I think Miami will find a way to make it work. You get the money by including Kyle Lowry in there. You get the player by giving Tyler Hero up, a player that's more on the timeline of where Portland's going. And you give a first round pick. I mean, Dame 33 years old. So, the money with Kyle Lowry, the player with Tyler Hero, and a first round pick, I think will get it done.
I think so too.
So I got a question.
I think so too.
Look at what the trade demanded for Beal in Phoenix. Dame's worth 2 bills. So that's why I'm saying not Miami. So
I think what Tate just outlined works. I think it works for both parties.
And Beal is 30 years old.
And Dame holds all the cards. So Dame can he say, I'm going here. This is where I want to go. And you put Dame with buckets, with Oladipo, with Home Depot, and Bam, you got something special right there.
Pat Riley said Tyler Hero was untouchable.
He did say that.
Pat Riley did say that. But I think, and then more and more I think about it, and I said that on the That's Rather Cavalier the other day. I think Pat might be bluffing now. He might be trying to increase Tyler Hero's value.
I think so too.
If you can get Dame dollar by trading Tyler Hero, I think you pretty much got to do it.
Yeah, you got to do it
for sure.
Another team I think that really helped themselves is G's team that he don't like. I think one of the teams that I feel like definitely if they can hold on to Kyrie, they're going to be looking pretty good, pretty decent. Now, will they be top 5 in the West? I don't think so. No. But I don't think so. But I think they did themselves right in the draft, and that's Dallas. They got Derek Lively, big center, 7-foot center, which they needed an inside presence. They got Olivier Maxence, I think that's his name. He's a big 6'9", 3-and-D player. And then they got Rashawn Holmes from Sacramento. Definitely another big to help him. And shedding Bertrand's salary was really big. That was really
21
really big.
million. 21
yeah,
million.
that was really big. Getting rid of Bertrand's salary is important.
But Ma, they still tire fire, man. They still tire fire as a squad. They're not top 6 in the West.
Yeah, I think they need one more.
No.
They need one more, and they have to keep Kyrie.
And that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of ifs.
I'm just saying that I'm agreeing with you. You argued, but I'm agreeing. I'm saying that they're not top 5. Yeah, but they if they get another one, if they
Kyrie
get
out of there
somebody else,
Kyrie
and they
gone.
keep Kyrie, You talk.
I think Kyrie stays. There's not going to be a huge market for Kyrie to pay him no
Lakers.
$50 million. And the Mavericks will do it because they need to keep him. And they lost out on Brunson last year. They can't let the same thing happen again. Derek Lively was a good pickup. They need a big active body in the middle that's great defensively. He's a defensive player.
True.
And he's great in the pick and roll. So in the offense with Kyrie and Luka, the big got to be able to run the pick and roll.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So I think Dallas better themselves, but to better themselves from the 12th seed, we talking about when they going to the 9th, 10th seed.
I say 8, 9th. Yeah.
8, 9.
Yeah. That's still trash. Because you got a first team All NBA player. That's trash. That's trash. Okay. But he shouldn't be first team All NBA.
See,
What you said to Elijah Big G?
What's that?
You said you here to stir the pot. That's your job.
That's your job.
That's all you doing, man. Everybody in the live chat, everybody that sees this show know Luka not trash.
We know Luka's not
and
trash.
You do too.
Yeah, you know it. You know he's not trash. Look how you looking. Look how you looking, man. What you guys think about Houston's draft?
A++. A++. Maybe the best draft. Even with Wembanyama going to San Antonio. A++. Houston is building something, man. And to be honest, they're going to be dangerous next year. They're going to be like that 8, 9, 10 seed in the playoffs next year. If everybody stays healthy, yeah. They got some ballers down there. Some ballers.
Yeah, they got a good young team.
Yeah.
And you got an instant upgrade in coaching. I think I've heard recently that James Harden is really considering staying in Philadelphia since he met with Nick Nurse and stuff like that. He likes the potential direction of the team.
Yeah.
And I think they was going to need a veteran. I don't know who the veteran is going to be in Houston. I mean, they got to maybe get off a couple young players and make a move for somebody.
Draymond.
I think Ime Udoka is going to be an upgrade over what was their coach name last year? Paul Silas Jr. Silas Jr.
Just young, didn't know no better.
Right. I mean, so I'm expecting them to be better, but they won 20 games last year.
Yeah.
They might win 30 this year.
But 35 in the West might get you in, taking the play-in.
I don't know. I don't think so this year. I mean,
35 might get you in.
The West gonna be way better this year.
Yeah, people
top
are
to
hurt,
bottom this year.
and there's gonna be some trading going on. There's gonna be, some people moving and shuffling around. It'll be Kevin Durant's second year with Phoenix. I mean, for real, like the West is gonna be better. And like I said, if you think about this, what the Grizzlies getting Marcus Smart makes them a way better team.
No, they're taking steps back.
Team.
They ain't got Ja for 25.
It doesn't matter.
Their seating gonna be jacked up.
No, it's not.
No, they still gonna be a top 4.
Yeah, they get two of their players back.
They won the majority of their games last year without Ja.
Right. They had two players hurt. They had big man
Brandon Clark and Steven Adams.
There you go. And you're getting a heart and soul guy in Marcus Smart who can score himself. You know what I'm saying? But he plays defense, and he plays better defense than anybody they had on the squad. So that's going to improve them just by that.
They got the last 2 Defensive Player of the Year award winners on their team now.
True. But Denver 1, Phoenix 2, Sacramento 3 as of today.
Grizz 3.
Golden State 4.
Grizz 3, Sacramento 4, Golden State 5.
No.
Come on, Sean.
No, Sacramento Kings is 3, bruh. It's Denver, Phoenix, Sacramento, Golden State as of today.
I could see Sacramento being 3 or 4. I could see Golden State being 4 or 5.
Yes.
I mean, it's what makes. I got to see what Golden State do with they got to get a big. They got to get
Lopez.
What do you think the Grizzlies? You just think the Grizzlies is going to fall apart?
No, but I'm saying their seeding. They're not going to be a top. They were top 3 last year. They're not going to be a top 3 with Ja out 25 games. It's not going to happen,
bro.
Ja missed 25 games last year. If you add them all up,
I just don't understand. I don't understand your theory. This is a good team. You know what I'm saying? And they added Marcus Smart. It's a good.
That's
They're
that.
gonna miss. Listen.
Okay.
This is G drunk Damas. You're drunk on that one. I'm
G
trying to
Damas, bro. They're not the Memphis Grizzlies will not be a top 3 seed. Not as currently constructed. No, they will not be.
I don't see how you got it. Well, so after I asked the question, she said, "Is there any major surprises on the draft to you?" I think a surprise to me wasn't where this player was drafted, and not that he was drafted so early. It's just that they drafted another guard, and that's Orlando with Anthony Black, right?
Yeah.
Anthony Black is really, really good.
He's 6'8" though. He's 6'8", so he's not the typical. He's not Jalen Suggs or Anthony. He's not that small 6'2", 6'3". He can you can put him in at the small forward at the 3, and he can be a point forward at that point.
Yeah. So who you getting rid of though, Tate? They ain't got enough. That's what I'm saying. They have a ton of guards.
It's log jam. I
just said he can play forward though.
But you got the Wagner brothers, man, that play the forwards, man.
The Wagner brothers are there, so.
Man, you got the kid that Chicago drafted a few years back, and they traded from Duke. What's his name?
For Duke.
He played for Duke, got drafted by Chicago, and he got traded to Orlando in the Vucevic trade.
Let me see Orlando's depth chart. Let me see.
That's what I'm going to look at because I think they log jam between 2 guard and 3. They're log jam. They got their third guard is Cole Anthony. That's their third point guard.
It's the third guard.
Yeah, he's the third.
Point guard. Y'all keep saying guard. I keep telling you Black can play forward.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree, but I just think that it's a lot of log jam going on right there, man. A lot of log jam.
You got the guy I'm talking about playing center.
Okay.
You got the last year's rookie.
So this is their starting lineup as of today. Markelle Fultz at point, Anthony Black at 2, Franz Wagner at 3, Pablo Bianco at 4, and Wendell Carter Jr. at 5.
Wendell Carter Jr. I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, but off the bench, the next lineup is Jalen Suggs, Gary Harris, Jet Howard, who they got in this draft in the top 10 or 12 pick, Wagner's other brother, and Byatsby. And then they still got Cole Anthony, Bo. They got a lot of log jam over there in Orlando.
They got to get rid of some. So to me, that was a surprise that you would go after Anthony Black, another guard. But I see what Tate's saying.
Me too.
He's a Swiss Army knife. You can use them in different ways. I think the other pleasant surprise was Walsh going to Boston. Walsh is going to help Boston in toughness, and he's one of them players that can get a bucket, and he plays defense. So this is going to help Boston in a lot of ways. I like Walsh ending up at he played for Arkansas. I like him ending up in Boston. I really do.
I think the steal of the draft is Cam Whitmore. There's no way in the world Cam Whitmore should have fell to 20. There's no way. That kid's talent is top 5.
I agree, and Houston got him more talent. They're not worried about who they got. The idea is to get the best player you can get on your team. Then you figure it out.
Agreed, Tate. Yeah, but Cam Whitmore was a steal. Chris Murray was a steal too to Portland. That was a steal.
What we said, Portland had a good draft, but again, what do you do with Dame? What do you do with Dame?
You already know. I already done put the sign up once. I'm gonna put it up again. Trade Dame. That's what you do. You trade Dame, but the issue is, how do you trade him? You know, and what? Because like Tate said, he controls all the pieces.
So Tate, let me ask you this: Zion gonna be in New Orleans when the season starts?
You said Zion gonna be in New Orleans?
You think he's gonna be in New Orleans when the season starts?
Yeah, he gonna be in New Orleans. He might get traded at the trade deadline, but I mean they at least gotta let him play his value back up though. I mean he in the marketplace his value is not that high right now. When you talk about potentially they could have traded the third pick for Zion, that's not enough.
Yeah,
it's not enough.
Yeah, I agree, Tate. I agree. Zion, man, Zion needs Draymond Green bad. He needs Draymond Green in his life, man. He need Adonis Haslin, who's like his career is done. But he needs a guy like that to get his head right. Because when he plays, he's a top 5 talent in the league. He just can't play. And I don't think he wants to play. You know, and he stays out of shape. He got a lot of controversial stuff going on away from the court. Man, Zion, Zion love me some me, but he don't love him some NBA.
Oh my gosh, man, stop it.
He got him some new signs, man. I love it.
Big dumb signs, man.
I love it. I love it, G. Keep them coming, man.
I'm always going to keep them coming.
Timothy said Zion going to be saying thank you to McDonald's.
Yeah,
sorry to come into McDonald's.
Bro, he I don't understand.
He has no heart. Listen.
No, he got heart. No, that's a lie. Every guy that makes it has heart because they worked on it.
I think here's the deal with Zion. Zion is distracted. Zion has
He's beyond distracted, bro.
Too many distractions going on right now. You know, he thinking with, a tool that he probably should, really not think with and really start putting himself back in perspective and saying, basketball's the main thing. You got to keep the main thing the main thing. And it's like what we said before. You gotta have people around you,
yes,
that keep you pointed in the right direction. It's one of those things that now if you don't have that, you're gonna make horrible decisions. These are young guys who are not really thinking straight. You know what I'm saying?
And they got his support system are enablers. They're enablers. They're not telling him, man.
Yeah, but you know what I was talking about. You know what I was talking about. She said, Carrie said, thank you for the topic change. Thanks for arranging the appearance by Elijah. Very impressive young man. Mike Gesicki is gone. Yep. So hoping EH shines in the receiving for the tight end.
He might start.
I think he's going to get a chance to get on the field.
He might start.
I think he's going to get a chance to get on the field. I don't know if he's going to start, but
I think he'll play. But I think
he's going to get a chance to get on the field. He's going to get some tick, and with him, he's a playmaker. Playmakers just know how to get to the ball and make stuff happen, and that's the kind of stuff I'm excited to see happen with Elijah. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of stuff I'm happy to see and excited to see happen for Elijah. So the standings right now in the American League, as we're sitting down right now and we're looking at it, I want to talk about Tate's team first, the Reds. The Reds are in first place in the NL Central. They're first place in the NL Central. Let me give Tate Boy Fresh some love. There you go, man. First place in the NL Central. My Braves still first place in the NL East. Definitely. Where is Sean's team?
10 back. We 10 back at the Braves. And guess what? We 13-3 in the last 16 games, and we still 10 back at the Braves. The Braves balling. But the Reds is balling.
50-27. The Phillies are 40-37. And of course, we got to give the Reds some love. They're 41-37. That's a good record, though, Tate. That's a good record. They put them together, and I like what I'm seeing.
They actually done lost 2 in a row to the Braves. I mean, but they play every game this year against the Braves. It's 2-4 the Braves. No, 5-1 Braves. But every game been a 1-run game. Every game. So when you playing the best team in the National League that tough, you're doing something, man. And these young boys is coming to play now. I mean, what came in here today, they was down 7-4. And in the ninth, they got 2 more runs. They had a man on third. Oh, Scrubby, you hit into the double play. Kevin Newman. Get Kevin Newman out of here. He an old dude. They got him from Pittsburgh. He hit into a double play. All he had to do was put the ball in play in the outfield. We would have tied that game up in the ninth. But yeah, man. And the problem is right now we doing all this with stick, strings, and chicken wire, man. Because Hunter Green is out. Graham Afcraft just came back yesterday. Nick Lodolo was out. They top 3 pitchers is all out.
Yeah.
So as soon as they get some consistency back in the starting pitching, and with this lineup top to bottom, I don't care. They got so many good young players. Joey Votto, Jonathan India, Tyler Stevenson, veterans too. They got so many good players, man, top to bottom. They never out of game. They never out of game.
The baller. Hey, Timothy Lyons had me laugh. I need to know who your team is. He said they holding last place securely. Like
the Guardians, they trash.
We're trying not to lose it.
It's got to be the Cleveland Guardians because they showing up trash.
Oh my gosh!
Hey man,
what's up?
I'm guessing Tim liked the Reds because he liked the Bengals. He tried to call me out like I jumped on the Reds bandwagon all of a sudden. So I'm guessing he probably liked the Reds.
Yeah, tell him to hold on, bro. Nah, bro.
So Tom said the Phillies were barely above 500 last regular season too and ended up in the World Series, so don't count them out.
Yeah,
like it.
Yeah, the issue with the Phillies is, just like Tate said, the Reds is doing chicken wire stuff. The Phillies is too. We got so many injuries, guys in and out of the lineup. Pitching won't come together. So yeah, we can. But baseball is just like anything else, man. You hit the streak probably around in August. If you hit the streak in August and start revving it up, then that gives you the momentum to go all the way into the fall. The Reds is what they're doing right now is trying to build a lead because youth does play a factor in this. But I'm telling you, the Cincinnati Reds is going to be hard to beat. Not just this year, for the next 3 to 5 years. They definitely got a team. Tate, I got a question. De La Cruz, the best Red since who?
Barry Larkin.
I'm going to see what he say.
Joey Votto in his prime.
Yeah, I figured you was going to say Joey
Votto. Put some respect on Joey Votto, gang.
Yeah, he got an MVP.
Joey Votto probably better than Barry Larkin as a pro in the Red.
Ooh, Tate.
All you got to do is take it to the stats.
That's saying a lot, bro. That's saying a lot. Barry Larkin is an all-time great Red.
You almost made me cough up a lung over here, man. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, Joey Votto nice, but man, Barry Larkin?
Barry Larkin was a beast. I mean, a beast.
I like Barry Larkin.
A beast. So, Claude, I need to say this about the Pirates, man.
Trash.
I need to say this. No, for real. Like, the Pirates have all. So I remember we used to play this baseball game. It was like every time I went to Pizza Hut, and I would always play with the Pirates. And the Pirates is that team you really want to be good, right?
That you probably talking about when they had Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla. You talking about playing.
Yeah, in the 90s, man.
You know, you always want them to be good, but it's like it never happens, and it's like
because they refused to do what the Cincinnati Reds did. The Cincinnati Reds, people talk cash about the Reds like 2-3 years ago, and I remember Tate was getting it. People was dogging him out, and Tate was like, "Just hold on, bro, because we building in the draft, we building in AAA, we blowing up everything, and we gonna get valuable assets, and all this is gonna surface." And was he forever right? When it's surfaced, it's surfaced. The Pirates refuse to do that. They won't blow it up and say, okay, we gonna be trash and start building through the farm league and through AAA and stuff like that. That's why they garbage, and that's why they stay garbage.
Listen. So before we get ready to parting shots, we do on the KnoItAllZ page on Facebook. There are images of the T-shirts and the hats. We definitely got polls from you guys. Said that y'all will get one. Get with us. Make sure your inboxes. Leave a message on the YouTube videos, whatever. We'll get in contact with you. We'll make sure that you get the link to go ahead and purchase yours. Now let's get to parting shots, man. Big G, hit me up, man. Break me off a parting shot. Not a Big G burner, but a parting shot. Give me one.
Hey, well, first of all, man, thanks again for Elijah showing up to the show, man. Great young man, great character young man. We appreciate it. We're hoping and praying that all the good things happen for you this season. And we look for great things to come out of you as a professional athlete for sure. So I got to give homage to him, man, just for showing up and showing out. But, you say not a Big G burner, but, man, I do what I do, bro. I do what, I've caused a lot of controversy, man, and I like doing stuff like that, man, because guess what? In all actuality, a lot of stuff I say, some folks just ain't willing to say, but I'll say it, and I don't care, So I done gave y'all my college football top 4. I done talked about how good the AFC North is. I said something on the Homies podcast Friday on his Fans First Network, Steel Curtain Network, and it stirred the pot. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the best wide receiver that has played at Ohio State in the history of Ohio State. And Marvin Harrison Jr.'s first year in the NFL, he will be a top 10 wide receiver. You can bank on it. The kid's got the pedigree, the body, the footwork, the will, and everything. He's the best kid I've ever seen play WR at Ohio State, period. He's better than Garrett Wilson. He's better than Mecca Buka. He's better than Chris Olave. He's better than Mike Thomas. And the list goes on and on and on. Marvin Harrison Jr. is that guy.
He said, book it. He said it with his chest. After said, that's like asking the sun not to shine. All right. You're right. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. And Claude said that's absolutely crazy.
Book it.
And Thomas say that's one way of putting it. Talking about after his comment. You know, I while I agree he's going to be a good wide receiver, we still need to see how he bounces back from injury. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't never been hurt.
He got hurt in the last game, Sean.
Man, that was a hit, man. They could have put him back in the game. You know, I know he could have went back in the game. They kept him out because the NCAA protocol. He could have went back in, man. That boy is ready to roll.
Okay, Tate, parting shot, man. I need you to wake up and get your parting shot.
Is G done? I mean, he's gonna be a great wide receiver. He's ain't gonna be top 10 next year.
Yes.
Let me. I need that sign done, BG, because let me pump my brakes.
Okay, I got you. I got you next week.
Barry Larkin got Joey Votto.
Yeah.
I mean, Joey Votto batting average is 297. Larkin is 295. Larkin got 23, 40 hits. Joey Votto gonna catch him probably. Joey Votto got 2,100.
Yeah.
Larkin got 190 home runs. Joey Votto got 345. Second on the Reds, only to Pete Rose all time.
Woo!
Batted in. Votto got over 1,100. Larkin got 960. But Larkin got 12 All-Stars. Votto got 6. And they both got the MVP. So, and Larkin got a World Series and 3 Gold Gloves. Votto got 1. So let me pump my brakes, rewind that back a little bit. Barry Larkin is the best Red in the last 30 years.
Truth. Fact. Straight fact.
Ellie De La Cruz is the best talent the Red have had since Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming.
Agreed.
He's coming.
But my parting shot, man, saying all that stuff, man, you forget what I was going to say.
Well, Thomas said Larkin played the most valuable position too, and Votto plays the least valuable.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
I could agree with that.
I agree.
But man, how did I have everything set in my head and I got into this Barry Larkin Votto thing? I forgot what I was going to say, man. I was sleeping on it too. Go, man. So because I can't remember what I'm going to say,
I'll take over and then you can come back. How about that? You can think about it. My parting shot is definitely I have to echo the sentiment that my brother gave earlier about Elijah coming in, and thank you guys for being there and asking questions and talking to Elijah, because he's a good kid. Known him for a while. I've known him since he was a freshman in high school. Good kid. Watch him developed into an athlete and an action figure. Guy's really big. If you get a chance to see him, he's really, really big. And get this, his father's just as big. That's the crazy thing about it. When you look at his dad and you look at him, you're like, yeah, well, see where he got it. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Father's about 6'3", and he's about 6'3", 6'4", and his little brother's about 6'3", 6'4". So, family full of athletes, and thank you guys for allowing him to come on and y'all staying up with him. Was you finna say something?
No, man, that's one of the things I know I wanted to say. I wanted to thanks Elijah for joining us and being a guest, now officially a friend of the podcast, Know It All podcast. We got quite a few friends of the podcast that are professional athletes, that are coaches and trainers, and so we actually get our share of good guests. Ma, thanks for getting Elijah on with us today. And for my parting shot, man, I just want to say that Big G, I want to ask Big G a question.
Yeah.
In his first year, Marvin Harrison, is he going to be better than George Pickens?
Yes.
So George Pickens in year 3, Harrison going to be better in year 1.
Yes. Yeah. Marvin Harrison Jr.'s father is a top 5 receiver all time, and Marvin Harrison Jr. is better.
That's
than his
what
dad.
I was gonna say.
He's
now you help me remember my parting shot.
Got you.
I want to say, after plenty of reflection, we talk about this all the time. Top 5 in everything. We talk about top 5.
Yeah.
But I think I mentioned this the other day to you, Big G. But let me see if Mod know who I'm talking about. Mod. Guess who moved into my top 5 all time?
What position and what
in
are they
basketball?
Playing? In basketball.
Oh.
Kobe?
You're exactly right.
Bean moved in the top 5?
Kobe is now in my top 5.
Who did he move in? Who did he take out?
I got LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Magic, Kobe. You take out whoever you want.
Larry Bird? Tate?
Bye, Bird.
Oh. Tate, man, what are you doing? Tate, no, you went to the dark side, man.
I've been watching so many different things about
Kobe Bean was nasty.
When he played, and just the way he went about the game, man. Just the passion, the seriousness, the attitude he brought to the court every single day. Practice, off season, over Bird, man.
Tate, what the? Oh my! I'm about to have a heart attack, man.
Bird.
My heart going out, man.
Bird might fall to number 7.
Oh, Tate, about to get a sign.
I got that boy Timmy D coming in at 6.
Go kick rocks, Tate. Go kick rocks. I can't take it, man. There's no way. There's no way Larry Bird moves past 5. But I feel you. That's your 5.
Tate smoking. Well, listen, you guys. My parting shot. Number 1. I have to say this. I have a album coming out that will be out July the 21st. It will be available for pre-save and pre-purchase on July the 1st. And that's on everybody, Apple, Spotify, Amazon. You'll be able to catch it there. Spin the Block. Me and my nephew definitely is going to be a good album. Great music. I'm excited for it. Probably even run one of the songs as we're going off. But this week, man, was the anniversary of my sister dying last year. On the 24th of last year, my 35-year-old sister passed away, left 4 kids. Definitely my four nieces and nephews have been, an integral part of my life this year. And, I've been able to step up. And as we were talking about for Father's Day, it's important that, you get an opportunity to step up and be there for your nieces and nephews. As an uncle, that's something that you got to do. I know Tom does it a lot. I do it a lot. Tate does it a lot. G does it a lot. Really big in the lives of his nephews and nieces, and I applaud you all for that. One thing I do want to say is that, throughout this year, there's been a lot of people reach out and be kind, right? And you never know. There's a lot of times people will be wearing a smile. A lot of times people will be, going about their daily life, and you'll never know that they're going through silently, right? And it's one of those things to where if you can, open yourself enough, get away from your 4 and no more. Open yourself enough up to allow someone to speak to you, or you speak to somebody, and be nice, be kind, because that that time of you being nice, that time of you being kind may help somebody. I remember, there were plenty of times people had said something to me that encouraged me, and they didn't know it. They had no earthly idea that I was even going through, because I'm a guy who's always happy-go-lucky. I'm always smiling. That's me. But one thing I saw this weekend was being able to spend some time with someone who just loved my sister, right? They loved my sister, and they were around our family as we were having a balloon release. And I didn't understand. See, you get so focused on yourself and how you're handling things, but there are other people out there who are going through the same thing and might be suffering in silence. And that person just being around us encouraged that person and made them happy and gave them something to look forward to, because when you have family around and people around you that encourage you, and y'all are all encouraging each other, they feed off that atmosphere. So all I'm saying to you is make sure you get an opportunity to be nice, be kind to somebody. I say this a lot, but you don't know what it does. You don't know how it helps. You don't know how just, saying something to somebody will make them feel good about themselves, or even actually bring them out of a situation that they're in. Because we were not created to be an island. As people, we were not created to be an island. We were created to be communal. And that's why, we were hunting and gathering societies. We were together. We huddled together because of strength in numbers. And we need each other. When you get pulled alone by yourself, that's when the wolves and the dogs can get you. But when you're in the crowd, you're definitely there, and you can be helped by the people around. I always say a bonfire can be seen from space, but if I'm holding a matchup, you can't see it after 3-4 feet. So you can do more together than you can by yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. And I love every one of you guys to make sure that y'all always show up and make sure that y'all are always chiming off in the chat. I love the fact that Timothy is always coming for G, but G got his comebacks and he's ready. I love the fact that Claude is always here, poking and prodding, Afton giving her good comebacks, and we got Gavin in the chat. And really, I appreciate everybody for giving us the opportunity to spend some time with you guys. I love you. I love each and every one of you guys. Tate, G, do y'all have anything before we get out of here?
Mod. I love you guys too. But if you call me at midnight like you did last night again, you're going to catch these hands, bro.
Hey, all y'all backstage, stuff goes on backstage at the KnoItAllZ podcast. There's always some challenges about moving furniture around. So it's a trip at backstage. But lately, it's been some furniture going to be moved.
Big G, this joker called me at 11:52 last night. Can tell I woke up and answered the phone. He said, Tate, you sleep? I said, yeah, I was asleep. But what's up? I said, it's midnight here, because he an hour behind us. Yeah. I said, but what's up? Thinking it's gonna be something important. And he was talking about podcast stuff, but I was like, this can't wait till the morning, man. You gotta call me at midnight with this stuff.
I was real close to moving, bro. I was real close to muting your mic just now, man. Listen, man.
Hey, that's Tate's thing. That's Tate's thing.
I was real close. I was real close to muting your mic. I didn't mute it. I didn't. I just wanted to tell you. It was just one of those thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead and take us out with one of your new tracks. And everybody in the live chat that haven't hit the like this podcast yet, hit the like while we go out to Ma's new track, one of his new tracks.
Make sure that you hit like and subscribe. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch, so that when we go live, you'll definitely be here, definitely waiting for us to do what we do. For myself, for Tate, for G, man, we appreciate you guys being a part of the KnoItAllZ, and we out of here. We will talk to you guys soon. All right? Peace.
Ain't no running if you looking, you know where we at. Turn the L into a win like I'm deserving it. Keep on grinding, ain't no turning back. Bro, this that determination. Look me in my eyes and you can see I'm dodging devastation. I won't stop until my presence wasn't see you just preparing me.